Hey guys, this is the Vital 100S-P LEVOIT air filter. So first off, let me show you how the filter looks. So basically, you just take off this part right here, and then you can see the filter comes in two stages. So there is this pre-filter right here, which will collect like hair, you know, and big pollutants like dust and stuff. And you can actually wash this by hand. And then here is the HEPA and the activated carbon filter. So right there in the front is the HEPA. And then in the back here, you can see the activated carbon. So that will actually bind to gaseous pollutants like formaldehyde and clean the air of those, while the HEPA will bind to like allergens and viruses floating in the air, dust, you know, smoke, kind of smaller things like that. So people have been saying that these filters will last even up to 2 years, just depending on how much you use it and how dirty your house is. I would say an average time is around 1 year. Really easy to replace. You can see the fan in there. These filters are very easy to find. You can just buy them on Amazon. I like to just stock up and have a couple ready to go. So we just put this thing back in here and then snap this guy back on and you're ready to rock. So LEVOIT is a top-of-the-line brand. I mean, you can see it in the reviews, how much people like these. And this will clean out an 1,100 square foot house in 1 hour. So it can clean bigger than that. It just means that it'll take longer. But, you know, if you're in a little 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom like I have, this is going to be perfect for that. And I actually had a bigger one that was like 2,000 square feet. I downgraded to this guy, and I'm very happy with it. One common question that people have is, what is this thing? So this is actually the dust sensor, and that is what the air filter replacement button relies on. So you just got to keep that clean. They say to clean it every 2 months. So my favorite part about this filter is that it actually has this indicator light, which tells you how clear the air is. So it goes from red to blue. So blue is the best. So my air is looking pretty good right now. And that goes in conjunction with the auto mode. So when you push this, it will decide how high it wants the speed to be for the fan and get you back to that blue reading. So then it has manual mode. So you can listen here. It's the lowest. So it's pretty loud on the highest one. But when you put it in the sleep mode right there, it actually still works, and it's blowing air very lightly out the top, but it's very, very quiet. Like I can't even hear it. Then it also has a 2 to 8 hour timer, and then it has a lock button where you can hold that down, and that will lock it so that, you know, if your kid's pushing the buttons, it won't turn it off. And then it also has this button on the right here, which will turn off the display. So if it's the lights are bugging you while you're trying to sleep, you can turn that off. Some pro tips for you guys. So actually you want to keep these lower to the ground because pollutants that are floating in the air, they will actually settle lower to the ground. So you want to keep this down there so it's easier for them to suck in all the pollutants and then purify the air. One thing I like to do is I like to put this under a ceiling fan, turn my fan on high, you know, when I leave the house, and it'll just whip up all the dust and pollen and allergens and stuff that's sitting like under your tables or on your furniture, just kind of hiding out there. Get it up into the air so that this thing, when it settles down, will suck it in, and it makes its job a lot easier. It makes it a lot more effective. Another thing you can do to increase its efficiency is place it in the high traffic area where people are walking a lot, so maybe like a hallway or a doorway. And again, the idea is you just want to whip up stuff into the air so it's easier for the air purifier to suck it all in and clean out the air. One way to extend the life of your filter is just to keep this outside part clean. So you don't have to do this every day, but every time you clean your house, just go over it with a soft cloth to remove the dust that will build up there, and that will not restrict the airflow and keep additional dust from just collecting on your filter. Here are some comparisons between similar models. The Vital 100 will do 1,000 square feet in an hour. The 100S-P will do 1,100 square feet in an hour, and the 300 will do 1,080 square feet in an hour. So the 100S-P is basically a smart version of this guy, and it's a lot more expensive, but this will have the indicator ring light, the auto mode. It has the pre-filter here, which this does not have. Whereas this is a lot cheaper, but it's just like a very basic, simple, like kind of base model version of this guy. One big difference between these two models is that the rectangular model has its filter and its fan right at the front. So there's nothing in the back. So basically that means that you can actually stuff this against a wall and it won't restrict airflow the same way that it does with the 300 and these cylindrical models. Because ideally you actually want to put these in the center of a room to create more airflow around the base. So this also has, a little more high-tech features like the indicator light and the auto mode. But the main difference is going to be how they pull in air.